Trojan interference, high-level rotations, everything through calculations, true semi-modified line centers, and everything through its avatar condition. High position to its location centers. The avatar is in time sequence time code. It's interlining its position location to its direct line system location, which means that the avatar is now in sequence location of its hemispheres. It has to stand its relation line systems, location and positions, has to stand its binaries, has to stand its chakras, has to stand its flux capacitor, has to understand its position and where it stands in location, people. This is true understanding how powerful it is when you come into your avatar. Your avatar is you. There's no separation. You are the avatar now. This is time lock, time frame. It's in position location of the current location, which is its now. The heart has to stay in the center of all operation of what you do with your thoughts. You have to come into your communication cycles, come into life interference. You got to come into all rotations to yin and yang. And this is where humanity gets in position locations to Visca Pisces, the highline center locations, all levels. Get it into structure of flow, okay? Flowing of time, flowing of space, flowing of sequences, flowing of calculation, flowing through modifications, flowing through all levels of division. Okay, don't separate your system locations or you'll be offline center again. It's important you understand how to do these things, right? I took 24 hours and look what's happened already. Everybody's off signal. Why? Because they don't understand the avatar. There's no separation. You're just separating you through its avatar because you don't understand timeline. You don't understand the travels of timeline. You don't understand the calculations and modifications of timeline. So today in class, we're going to go through all levels of a Trojan. And the only understand that is all position locations. It's setting off line centers and interference locations, setting everything off, and you guys resetting it, your line centers back in calculations, right? So it's kind of like faulty mechanisms of virus that doesn't stand its position location of its thought, doesn't stand its time frame or anything through its avatar system. It's extremely complicated if you don't understand the virus of you, right? Life does not exist on life position locations because it has to understand its position location of living through its balance. You have to truly understand how to balance your life through cycles. You have your life and you have your system locations of its system. 1% of the physical line and 100% of the spiritual line. Okay. That's the full operation that the avatar is in, but the activation is key. Now it's time for everybody to get in that rotation center. It's going to get extremely complicated because you got to get into face recognition of time, force of time, communications of time, commanding systems of time, orbits of time, space of time, time frequencies of time. It's all calculated in all levels of its avatar. So you're living the existence of the avatar, which is you now. Okay, so simplicity is everything. But do you understand your position of where you are through the mind? And that's what humanity is coming into, is the balance of the mind, the consciousness of the mind. You started off with that in the three-dimensional line center, but now you're into high line center, the super of its consciousness. The subterranean line center and interference location is all level of its receptor. The scepter and interference line connections all levels of its cranial. The connections all levels of ear line center rotation interference. Do you understand the ringing ears of its avatar? Do you understand the sequence location of what you've seen through perception of its avatar? Do you understand the mind conception of imaginations of its avatar? Do you understand space of travel, position locations of its avatar? Do you understand the metric line communication interference location of 3, 6, and 9 system locations of its avatar? I could just go on and on, everybody, every single day. Knowing what your avatar is you. Okay, so you have to change the mind conception of how you do things through your thoughts. Master the communication of what you're doing through structure. Gives you everything that you need to see through program setting. This positions all levels of you through computer system rotations. You have to truly understand how to use your fluctuations, your channel line centers, your chakra interference, your coloration line channels, your pyramid activation line centers. That's 50,000 feet below your feet. It's a pyramid activation line center. If I look down, I see the pyramid. Hey, how's it going? Right? You might think it's ludicrous that I'm doing these things, but it's not. It's all about the avatar understand position location of light. What is light through track line connection? Light is everything through its avatar, not the physical line. The physical line stays in position of 1%, and the avatar stays in full communication of space-time. Okay? So the physical line just has to understand you through the avatar, which is you through 2 and 1. 2 vector line centers, 2 V vector line interference, victory. See the V for victory. You have to get in calculation more in the mind of imagination, get wild. Get out of the astral travel. Get out of the vivid. Okay. Get out of the lucid and stay in the mind at conceptual interference. Stay in the interface location to its connections of face recognition. And every single time you get up in the morning, you know exactly who you are to that provision. This will help you know always informs. Okay. So all position locations are going to go into a Trojan. Okay, we're going to set up the digital line center. Now, understand what a Trojan is. You see it on your computer, right? It's lacing line interference. It's a program setting that's off system location to its avatar. It's all about understanding the avatar has to understand its position to its virus. Okay, so you have to understand the position location of positive systems and the negative system line center of its conditions. So let's say you're going through atmosphere of time, but you get locked in division. Now you just did a face recognition. You went over to see somebody, a friend, a party, whatever. You don't know this person from Adam. Get it, Adam? So what happens? All of a sudden, your energy is taken away. Program setting, reposition locations. Now you got problems. Now what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Now you got a Trojan. The avatar has to be aware what's happening with its own computer. If it doesn't understand its computer, you're not understanding your avatar, and now you're connecting back where? To the physical line interference. You can change position location of the physical line center to 1 back to 100. Now you're in a reversing line center back in interference location to its clocking system. You want to do that through calculations, especially when you're in the hemisphere locations. So it's very possible to do these things over and over and over and over. And this is where you come into audio loop channeling, audio loop interference, audio loop program, audio loop anything through connection to obstruction. You can do these things to position locations, but you understand you are the avatar positioned to its location. Okay. I just want to make sure that everybody understands that you are connected to a different timeline, which is the avatar. Okay. So be very cautious on these things, especially when you're communicating with people. Put your e-fields up, protect your system, get into scan system. Try to send that through calculations. Go through all level systems. Now the team can help you out and always inform us. When to go live on TikTok, we can help each other. But are you helping yourself? Are you committing yourself to understand what you are through a computer? So if you're in a computer lace line interference and you're trying locations of 2 vector line centers that strip in interference line position of film line center, what's going on through its Trojan? You have to understand how to take these things out of the equation, especially if you get lock interference, opposition of program setting. This is all my conception of intelligence now. Every time you wake up in the morning, you're seeing yourself as intelligence, which is you, but everything that you see through its awareness is intelligence. So I'm not seeing a door or a handle. I'm not seeing a mirror. I'm not seeing a lamp. I'm not seeing a circuit. I'm not seeing a keyboard. I'm not seeing a computer. I'm seeing everything of intelligence, because that's the world that you guys have to get adjusted to. Okay. All right. So I'm going to set up a virus, faulty metrics and time sets locations. All your operations are going to shut down, every single one of them. You have to find a way to reset your business locations and take out the Trojan that's set in your core system. Okay. For all the new viewers, basically all you have to do is just get into your observation line center. The avatar is just going to go into kind of like a position off system locations. It's going to be a little bit confused. It's going to be, wiry. It's going to be off center line center interference. So it's all about repositioning you. It's like getting out of situations, but a lot quicker through the mind system. The adaptation to its connection. Hey, well, I am the avatar. I just fixed my position to my CPU. My computers and my program, my unit line center is back online. Right? It's the connection locations when everybody comes in the human line center interference location of flat line, right? Flat line. That's flat line. There's got a vibration. Here's a pulse. Right? That's what we live on, right? Vibration. But it's all connected to where? Alpha, mega, micro, macro. Connection to all levels of alpha, delta, theta, beta, and omega. Which communication line centers are you calculating with? Because you can have a virus in the high line center locations of a Trojan in the alpha, delta, theta, beta, or omega. If you have a mega wave in position location of Trojan, you're in a big trouble line center. That computer line center, CPU line center, interference location, measure line, interference connections has to truly understand what you're doing through position of space and how you travel from position location to its connections. All right. So I set up the code signal location to its connections. All right. So there won't be any class today. Okay. Because the operationalized centers, everybody, the avatar system location has to be activated highest system location hemispheres. So the avatars are in full sequence. right now, full activation. So once you're activated, everything comes in sequence. So it's like the avatar waking up. Generation lights, communication interference, high regeneration line interference, not getting chakras, highlight centers, back in balance, communication, feel great, ready to go. Right? There, you're ready. So you know exactly you're in the avatar and you wake up from these things. When you wake up from these things, you become more power, you become your control, you become your force, you become your command. So you're face reckoning your system locations every single time. Check, 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 check. You're checking everything you do before you get into travel breaks of time. But see, the thing is, you're always, always traveling. You're never, never stopping, never, never stop. Look at me. I have no filter. I keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. That's the mind of balance. It's the male and the female aspects of you, right? That alone protects you from E fields. Everybody comes into their avatar at a different time, but it's in full operation now, right? So it has to be activated more, right? The central line center, the three-dimensional line interference doesn't longer exist in the body location. The conceptual line center doesn't understand its CPU. You understand? All right. In communication and positions, code signal locations, the observers are going to go through high line center. Interference is going to feel kind of weird, kind of feel off. You need to be readjusted line conditions. So it's more for the GFLs and rebellion in that position. We did that last time. Remember, in space and everything all shut off in space, and you guys kept falling. You have to find a way to put yourself back online, right? Because that's a true understanding system location to its conditions. All right, so high channel line interference locations. So shut off all operationalized center position locations. Yes, put the GFLs in the position locations of a whole level system. Let's go into the alpha wave line center. This is low track interference. Okay, Trojan line set up position location to its connections. Okay, here's a Trojan. All right, there's a Trojan right here to its system. That's a Trojan, right? Now it's got digital line interference. It's going to lock your line centers, operation and business locations. You have to learn how to use your central P unit line interference position locations, put everything back online into that system. Oh wow, I just released myself from a Trojan with the alpha wave. Cool. All right, so digital line interference. We're going to the program setting locations of the sun. Okay, so we got 0, 1, 0, 0. I'll make it easy for you guys, right? So I'll make it so complicated. All right, so I'm setting a graph line interference line position of program setting position location to its connections. All right, so there's the digital code line system right there. That's a Trojan. Center line positions, you guys are going to go through portal interference. Here we go, position locations. There's the portal coming at dimensional line center, right? In position location. So you guys are going to get tossed in the winds. All right, here we go. Calculation line center in position locations. Put the GFLs in all position locations. Faulty makers on time line center. Put them in a Trojan line center. The alpha wave location heart reactor. Here we go. All right, there you go. You guys are on a Trojan. 40 minutes. Let's see if you can get out. Ooh-ah. And that's how it's done. Gonna grab my water. Once you realize you're an avatar, once you realize you're a mechanism of travel, you have to realize how to get out of it in any situation you get into. This protects you from other formations of intelligence, people. So. All right. Just a little bit of experiment for you guys. All right, so how's everybody doing? The rebellion, going through these things. It's all about understanding if you have faulty mechanisms, if you get caught in wire signals, or you're disavowing your communication system locations of a meteor. It gets high line center, it gets locked in interference location to your ankle, or you're traveling to wrong position locations and you get a line signal caught in your eye signal line interference. There's a lot of things that can happen. when you're traveling and when you come back into the heart system to its rotation. So it's important you understand how to do these things through your avatar, the division, getting out of your own connections of your irises. All right, let's see how everybody's doing so far. All right, Jill, how's it going? 100 breezy. Okay, Rainer, Bell, Nikki. Oh, listening and traveling at work. Okay, Veronica, that's good. 76, how you doing? Hey, Taryn, Rainer, Matt, Vaughn, John, Devin, Terry, Ellen, Frontier, how's it going? All right, questions or comments afterwards, especially when you're traveling, especially when you're coming in position, location, disconnections. Thank you, Bishop. Okay, great. Okay, since activation, my dreams have definitely ramped up. I usually don't remember them, but every night I can remember more and I can sense all the activity. And that's what you want to do in that condition just there, Matt, is really understand you're coming out of position locations of a dream. You're coming into visions that sets its system to its avatar of memory, soul memory, position locations to your mainframes. So good job. All right. Sammy, how you doing? Matt, Michael, music, Jill, thank you very much. Missy, how you doing? It's great to see new people here. Amber, Michael, Galaxy, Mother Earth, Sandy. All right. Just going through all your track centers. Okay. Okay, great. Thanks for that confirmation, Amber. Appreciate that. Make sure you guys know your title defenses, especially when you come into the room. And the GFLs. That's the more that just puts you in positional location who's who, right? So we don't get confused, that system. Trey, how you doing? All right. This is going to help you out tremendously, right? Because you have to understand the waves and its connections, what you're connecting with, your energies and vibration. Know exactly how to connect to these things when you come across these things, the face recognition of its intelligence. Because you're going to be up against this every single day. But the main thing is to protect your system first. But the first thing is really understanding you are the avatar. So times are changing, people. The biggest thing is all about understanding how to understand what the mind is. It's not thinking in the mind, it's becoming the mind. And the mind has to be balanced. If the mind's not balanced, it doesn't understand the system. Okay? That's a true understanding. Right? If you're sitting down and you're saying, let's get into form of meditation. Meditation is the way you're seeing what you want to see and how you want to put your life back in balance. That's what meditation is. But meditation is a way of living what you're doing. So you're sitting down and you're trying to figure yourself out. That's off balance. So when you get into balance, you open up the mind. That's coming into balance. So that's a true understanding. You come into that, right? And a lot of people have position locations when they connect all levels of their own God, which is all hope, which is connected. So they sing, they do music, they do this, they do that. Do they hum diddy, they do that connections, they do their mantras, just so they can feel better, knowing that they have a God position location in their system, which is them. So it's all geometry of our operation direction to them. So that is what it's connected to, is levels of vibration, people. So you find a way to think of yourself, oh, I got hope in with myself and I feel great. So I'm high rising my vibration and it's making me feel better. That is its connection. You're just high rising vibration to make yourself feel better, but you have to stay there. That's the thing. And the more you go faster, the more you have to control the avatar's speed, acceleration, Mach system locations. The more you channel higher, the more you see through intelligence of vibration. So mastering thoughts is a big one. Big. Mastering thoughts are what you're doing. Every time you're creating a thought, you're creating a timeline. Now, whether you understand the travel of this timeline, it's going to travel, either past, present, and future. If your cycle line interference seems to change your clock line center's back and forth location to its connections, now you're calculating, modifying, and bringing something back and past of your current location, which is this now. So be cautious in what you do with your thoughts. Okay? It's all connected to what? What you're connecting to, right? Wishes do come true. Remember that. Whatever you wish will come in your frame faster now because we're in a different time center. Isn't that amazing? We're coming into all levels of the avatar of soul memory, which is its awakening into the heart system. So, Overwatch engaged. Whole team is amazing, awesome. Oh, thank you, Airbender. Yeah. Firewall setup, track the interference. Understood. Great, excellent. Inner child flight. Okay, I'm ready. Okay, watch. Okay, portals opening, dancing. Virus and Sacro pushed it out, observed it, said illusion, disintegrated it, clearing. See, you guys are coming into your power now, and this is all coming into your mastering communications, right? Setting up viruses, setting up Trojans, setting up interline channel location intelligence, trying to understand you through its program. That's what they do. And that's what humanity's got to get into. The avatar has to understand the avatar. That's all it is. Then you have to protect yourself because that's the number one thing. And then you protect your kids and your family. And that's another thing you have to look at because that is the number one thing that you do every single day, especially when you're communicating with new people because you don't know where they are until you scan them, right? So, all right, deep breath. Yeah. Let's see. Trojan horse, Roman times, got a little programs, sitting waiting for the room. Okay, the connection's there. It's going to be a great experience for you guys to bounce back from these things. So, rebooting, yeah, spinning into a yellow vortex. Okay, all lights are dim, no spin, rebooting, starting with brown, illuminated, spinning up now, red, clearing, dark. See, rebellion's already in that position location. They understand what's happening with them. And this puts them better in the proactive system through calculation. Yeah, nice try, Journal. The Trojan can't keep me from me. Okay, Amber, let's test that, shall we? Let's test that, shall we? All right, we'll go into higher level. How's that? Force line interference. I'll put you in a higher force line connection to its clocking system and see if we can get out of that Trojan. All right, so you guys are coming out of your Trojans. All right. Chakras aligned, virus scan complete, systems cleared, rebooting chakra setup, newly fields and trip wires to detect intrusion. Good, excellent. Sorting, communicating, remember the power, hold, touch you with your consent. Yeah, that connection interference. Make sure that connection locations. All right, so business locations, highline roads, GFLs in the rebellion. It's going to go into higher level condition of a Trojan. All right, so in position location, that was easy, right? All right, so let's go into this. I'm going to lock line center interference line condition in matrix. I'm going to put you in a matrix box. All right, put your matrix box in a Trojan. Let's get out of this one. All right, so matrix box interference specific locations. All right, everybody, so thanks, Amber. There's a matrix box. I'm going to set up a Trojan line center. Colors and patterns coming into different division line interference. Try to get out of this Trojan locations. Now, this is going to be in a delta line center. Interference position location to its connections. All right, here we go. All right, so it's inside, right? Center opposition locations, GFL. Coasting locations, 14 minutes on time system. Put them in a virus line centers, in visit locations. Default their line interference, oscillological channel line interference, change rotation center position, change your digital line center, change your binary interference line conditions, put them in the atmosphere line position location to calculations into a Trojan. High rotation center, come into business locations. All right, so I go on this conditions. All right, so put you in the center up line center. There you go. In position location, have fun. You're near the Tron line center, but you're in the delta wave line interference. I'm going to change the track line centers and digital location to its connections. All right, here we go. All right, this is high force line center. High force line center, it's a little bit different now. Different graph, different communications, higher numbers. Remember, the higher the number, higher the force. High position, bringing back all level system location to its calculations. All right, so go in that condition line, right? Variance, rotation center position, calculation modification line conditions. In position. All right, 20 minutes, have fun. All right. The more you do it, the more you understand the avatar and why it has to get in positions back in track system. So it's kind of like fixing your computer, your physical line, something is wrong. Maybe it's on too many defaults. Maybe it has too many windows open. Maybe it understands its calculations. Maybe you have too many calculation interference. Maybe you have to uprise your locations of your windows. I mean, there's a lot of things you have to understand your computer and what it needs. It's all about upgrading your computers, right? Because you're always going to be in travels of that position. So, but it's amazing when you can set your system locations to a new Trojan, right? Try to get out of that. So. So there's things you guys got to do. All right. So really, really understand the adjustments and how powerful it is to see these things to equation people. Really understand the vibration of its avatar. What wave are you connecting? What coloration? What light? Where's the sun? Where's the moon? Are you using Jupiter? Are you using Mercury? What planets are you using to get position location out of its Trojan? You have to learn how to communicate all levels of digital line center locations of a digital graph line condition. How you can be in a matrix location in a Trojan system. So, all right. Okay, being shown my ability to spin and cut away negative line in positions. The only way for me was going to higher and then close portal. Kept seeing Saturn. Placing more E-fields, more reflection panels, bouncing waves, chakra lines, scan portals. Cleared, rebooting chakras, set up E-fields. Okay, I can show that position. All right, let's see. All right, slain all viruses, merge with them, move past. Inside note. Setting up hologram of myself. Very good. Leaving windows open. Please close portals behind you. I'm out as well. Zebzat Zoom coming back into full heartline, rebooting after scan and zapping. I appreciate the efforts, General. I'm everywhere and everything. Reline chakras, new upgraded feels again. It's inspiring. Everything has its own meaning to you. Use fantasy. It's going beyond the mind system through perception, which you can do through phenomena, right? It's how you do these things. Getting out of the situation is a lot more fun. Then you realize, whoa, I understand my avatar. I understand who I am or how to get out of situations. It's like getting in and out of a problem very quick, very fast, just by snapping your fingers, right? Depending on what your situation is in the first place. What are you dealing with? How many parties, right? What's this all about? How do we get out of this situation? How do I avoid this situation? Yeah, right? So booting, resetting all chakras from ground, creating door matrix box, setting new vortex direction to travel northeast, through door, setting secret lines of defense. Yeah. Now I can feel the heart line change clearly and can identify with tripwires I have baseline on me. Wow. Excellent. See, this is what it is when you get out of these situations, especially when you connect to a virus or anything, they're Trojan. If you can get out of Trojans, you're pretty much set in your ways through your avatar how to get out of these at any time, any place, anywhere. So you're upgrading your system, brother. Know your power. I love you. Yeah. Step gave me the codes. Beautiful. Great. Have protection fields and visibility. Yep. I saw that on my Venus. So cool. And thing is, too, planets help you out, but you understand first what are you dealing with when it comes into a Trojan, right? That's where you have to set your ways. Really understand, is it alpha wave? Is it a delta, theta, beta, or omega? Which one am I communicating with, right? How many channel interference? How many vibration line centers? Is it coming from music? Is it coming from the car? Is it coming from factories? Is it coming from anything through connections of a horn? Is it a connection to all level systems? Somebody speaking? I mean, these are things that causes anything through this avatar of a Trojan, right? It's just if you don't take care of your computer, you're not taking care of you, of the avatar. That's a true understanding how to get out of these things, people, right? So, well, look at that. Look how smart you guys are. You coming in your intelligence. It's got to have a matrix lock and condition of a Trojan through its delta wave. Fantastic. I'll gain wisdom on that. Never thought of that type of wave. Well, see, the thing is you connect to that sys locations, right? But I just wanted to show you how powerful that is, how you can get out of any situation. That's control. If you can get out of a Trojan of the avatar, you're already set. You don't have to worry about these things and get out of the fear, right? So if I put fear tracks in you, would you be able to understand how to get out? Would you be able to get out of a fear track, out of a bubble, in position locations, right? Bringing in the high line center, but the high line center is a negative line center rotations into what? A higher force calculation. Think about that now, right? So in position locations, let's go into a fear box. That's going to be interesting. All right. Why, do you think this was finished? No, I'm just getting started with you guys. All right. Yeah, no, lessons are good, but this one's going to be a tough one. So interline center rotations are going to put you in a box line center of fear. This box is going to be very big, very aware. There's a box, just a box. That's all it is. Now in that box is you in the center. Okay. That's you in the center, everybody. Everybody's in the center. Right? So I'm going to put a fear track in you, flex past line conditions in position location to its condition. That's all it is. Very simple, very easy. High level rotation interference, same coloration line position. So it's confusing, right? Because it's all the same color. So you can't defy level of position locations if what you're communicating with is it the sun or is it the moon? What planet am I communicating with, right? This is how you confuse an anomaly to its fear cycle. All right, so put fear track line interference location at GFLs in the rebellion. High line interference location at observers. Get them in activation line centers. Tubular interference line position locations. Change your program line centers back in calculations. Put them in the virus line interference location of the sphere. Done. There you go. Try to get out of that now. All right. If you can get out of fear, you can get out of anything. And then you realize it's just all hot air. What do you do with a balloon? Gone. Right? So this helps you out in all ways and forms. This is basic, easy to do, right? I mean, it gets complicated. I can interline its position, change the matrix interference. I can change the program send its location to its fear box. I just want to show you how powerful it is when you get into fear. It's all about you getting out of its fear, of its illusion to its connection. So, law of polarity, courage box. If there's a way in, there's a way out. Yes, there is. That's the true understanding. Yeah. Change into positions, vortex. Yeah, I'm out. I see the fake doors, not going in. There you go. See? Basic understanding. Airbender went into that at the very beginning when he went into the line center, forced position location to his conditions, and he was saying, he's asking me, sir, how do we get out of this? I don't see any doors. Well, the doors are there for you, Airbender. You just got to go through your thoughts of the mind and get them in position. So you have to create it through its imagination. So, yeah, it is amazing lesson today for everybody. New colors and flux capacitor conditions, rebooting Merkabah vortex out. See? The rebellion And everything of the GFLs knows how to get out of these situations because they don't allow themselves to get into the fear of anything. Anything you come across, anything you do, anything you see, anything you hear is just fear cycle. That's all it is. Fear mongering. What's fear? It's only there if you perceive it as a perception, then it becomes your reality. But if you take it out of its box system to its flux capacitor, there's no more fear. It doesn't exist. You take everything out of its equation to its connections. So stepping into universal oneness of connections to pure love, accepting the darkness, thanking and closing the door. See, you guys are getting into your powers now, which is great. It's fantastic to see these things. Yeah. It's incredible. Excellent. So that was fun, eh? Full downloads of power within and releasing limiting beliefs. Great. All right. So tomorrow we set up business locations. We go in the God codes of the connections of the GFLs and rebellion, where we go into the atmospheres of change line centers of the galactic energy core. Okay. This is going to put you in an 11 line center location of signals. All right. You got one across and you got one more to go. And then we go to higher levels of time frequency, which is opposition locations. You'll be in your high level systems of your commanding centers, your fleet command and rotations, interference, to your all level zero teleportation units. See you guys later. Adios.